So the 2025 IndyCar season is underway. We just had St. Petersburg back in Sunday, the first race on Fox for IndyCar since 2002 when the kart race at Long Beach took place. We are in the first year of Fox's return to the sport, and guess what? So far, everything's been good so far. Obviously, some flaws, which I'll get to, but now I got some mainly positive to say about the start of the season. So obviously, St. Petersburg is the first race of the season, and there were like a bunch of good storylines coming to this race. Alex Palou trying to go back to back to back. IndyCar's return to Fox for the first time in 2002 and see how they're going to do, even though IMS Production is calling the shots for the broadcasting while Fox Sports does their thing. So before we get to IndyCar, obviously there's like other races we got to go through. I still haven't seen the USF 2000 races yet. I'm waiting for those to be uploaded. The first Mazda MX-5 Cup Series race, it was mainly a Yellowfest race because of the first caution, but thankfully we did get to see some green flag racing. And now we get to INDY NXT, and the start of the INDY NXT race was not the best look when they're back on TV for the first time in God knows how long, especially live, because back in the day when INDY NXT or Indy Lights were on TV, I think all the races were tape delayed except for the Freedom 100, so not the best look, but hey, everything else went fine. Typical INDY NXT racing. One of the things that caught my attention was Jack William Miller, number 40, the son of Dr. Jack Miller. He's not the best driver, but he had a great race. He was top 5, top 10 throughout the race, but unfortunately he wrecked out. And then there was the news about Hailie Deegan and INDY NXT. It's her first race. I know she was slow. She's on her learning curve. Hopefully she does improve later on the season. But because of cars being out of the race, she did manage to finish 14th. And because of the final caution of the race, she was 58 seconds behind Dennis Hauger. Thankfully, the caution saved her from going a lap down. And she finished, I believe, 14th on the lead lap. And then Dennis Hauger, Formula 3 and Formula 2 driver, he dominated the race. He was dominant throughout the entire weekend, and he won the race. So I do expect him to be a championship contender. But then again, when it comes to Andretti Global's INDY NXT team, especially the number 28, that is expected to be a championship winning car, because you had like Kyle Kirk winning championship, Louis Foster winning championship. And then with Dennis Hauger, I expect him to be a championship contender. So do not be surprised if he's a championship contender or wins the 2025 INDY NXT title. And then now we get to the IndyCar race. And oh my goodness, the pre-race was amazing. They treated this race like it was a very important race, an actual sporting event. Very professional. Will Buxton's first race in IndyCar with Townsend Bell and James Hinchcliffe. Jamie Little's back in the IndyCar team for the first time since the ESPN days. And then we had Jack Harvey as the pit road reporter. And I'm going to be honest, Jack Harvey in his first race, yeah, he looked a bit nervous, but to be honest, he wasn't that bad. But I know he'll improve and continue to get better as the races move forward. I really like the pre-race activities. I like the background where, like, when Pato was getting interviewed, there was like the Pato magazine from the Pato Award IndyCar commercial. That was cool. Unfortunately, A-Rod, as a casual Yankees fan, I do not like Alex Rodriguez. Freaking A-Rod was there. But I'll admit, when he was in the two-seater, I thought it was funny. I thought it was cool. To hear his reaction, I'll give him that. Shinedown, give the command, start engines. I only know one song from Shinedown. It was Unity. And then we get to the racing. Until turn 3 when a bunch of drivers are checked up, but Will Power, unfortunately, took out Nolan Siegel. And as a Will Power fan, this is fucking painful because this is his contract year. If David Malukas does well, he's going to take over for Will Power's seat. But what would happen if Will Power does good for the rest of the season? So Will Power has something to fight for, and St. Petersburg is not the best look to start. So, yeah. Unfortunately, that wreck also took out Louis Foster. Just a bad weekend overall for Will Power St. Pete. Two hybrid issues. I thought it was one, but no, there was two in, like, practice. He got knocked out of qualifying Q1, so unfortunate birthday. And then wrecked out, finished last. So, kill me. And then we had Meyershank Racing doing good. And the next day, Meyershank Racing being Meyershank Racing happened again. And the next thing you know, Colton Herta, guess what? Another promising start, but the next thing you know, Typical Andretti Global number 26 pit crew issues and also fuel issues. So another typical Colton Herta and racing team moments. They're 16th after all that. So unfortunate. But as for the rest of the racing, it was more like a strategic race. It was a solid race. You had like Scott McLaughlin, and then you had the Meyer-Shank racing cars, Felix Rosenquist and Marcus Armstrong at it, but nope, unfortunately, Meyer-Shank moments. And then you had Scott Dixon. I thought he was going to somehow pull off another strategic big brain move of a win. And then you got the champion Alex Palou going at it for the win too, and then Joseph Newgarden going at it for the win. And I thought that battle was cool. And I want to give a shout out to Stingray Rob for giving us yet another amazing battle to the end, just like Nashville 2024. And Alex Palou, like I said back in September, he's untouchable. Nobody can stop him. He's him. Oh my God, just Alex Palou. What's it going to take for him to be stopped? Because nobody can stop him. Not even Alex Palou himself. He wins St. Petersburg once again. Scott Dixon, he finished second to Alex Palou. Joseph Newgarden ran out of gas, finished in third. I don't think I'm missing anything. I feel like I am. Hopefully not. The race was solid. The final laps were pretty exciting. It was intense. Thank you, Stingray Rob. But as for Fox, they did an amazing job. They were almost side by side throughout the entire broadcasting, except there were 2 fully commercials on the green. So a bit misleading to say that they'll be side by side on the green. Obviously, graphics were like an issue for Fox throughout the weekend, but I let it slide because it's first week jitters. This is Fox's first IndyCar race since 2002. So I'm sure they'll improve throughout the season. I'm giving them some time, obviously. It's their first week. Out of all that, the ratings grew 45%. It peaked at 1.8 million. Almost 2 million. We almost got to 2 million. And the overall rating was 1.4 million. Great weekend to be an IndyCar fan. And, oh, wow, what an exciting weekend that was. This is what IndyCar really needed. We had a shitty 2024 season. Only the post-Olympic week carried the remainder of the season. NBC did not give a shit about IndyCar because they're too busy going for their golden boy NASCAR. And they're doing IMSA badly, unfortunately, in terms of like coverage because never-ending commercials and other stuff. But that's okay. That's okay. Thankfully, Fox is doing IndyCar good so far, and I really hope it's like this for the rest of the season. All those advertisements, promotions, marketing, it has paid off so far. God, this is what the sport really needed. This is what we needed. And I'm so happy things worked out. And I really hope the rest of the season goes well moving forward. And I'm really hoping this is a good sign for the future. Let's see how it goes for the rest of the season, and let's see in the future. Unfortunately, Thermal Club is next. That sucks. This sport deserves better tracks and not some random-ass club track. Oh, God, the All-Star race was a failure last year. But with the 27 full-car field, Christ's sakes, let's see how that's going to go. Maybe decent at best. I don't know, but I don't have high hopes. But even if somehow Thermal turns out decent, we should not be racing on club tracks. That's stupid. Testing? Yeah. But points race? Hell no. Get that crap out of here. No. At least with Doug Bowles, I feel confident to see how the sport's going to be, but unfortunately, Mark Miles still around. Okay, now I'm just rambling, I know. But for now, first week of IndyCar racing, thankfully, off to a good start. 1.4 million. I think that finally beats the 2011 Las Vegas ratings. So I think that's IndyCar's most popular race outside the Indy 500. I gotta look into that again. I'm happy with how everything turned out this past weekend. And here's to more good things. So with that being said, I don't think I'm missing anything else. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Ian the Motorsports Man signing off. What do you guys think about IndyCar races St. Petersburg? How do y'all feel about IndyCar on Fox now? I had to hold my breath about it. But when I heard IMS Productions was controlling IndyCar on Fox, I felt confident, but at the same time, I'm I gotta hold my breath. I don't want to jinx anything. So yeah, what do y'all think about this weekend overall with IndyCar on Fox, the racing, yada yada yada. Thank y'all so much for watching. This is Ian the Motorsports Man signing off. Goodbye, everybody.